Hey there guys, what's going on? Tyler here with your Movie Fix, and we're going to be talking about a little bit of movie news that dropped yesterday from The Hollywood Reporter. They put out a story that Seth Grahame-Smith, who was set to be the director of The Flash coming out in 2018, has dropped out. Now, they said that this was over creative differences, and this isn't something that's new to the comic book movie world, with Michelle McLaren, with both, I believe, Thor the Dark World, and Wonder Woman, as well as Edgar Wright leaving Ant-Man. Now, personally, my first reaction is I don't really think this is the end of the world. Now, when they announced that he was going to be directing, I was like, who the hell is this guy? And I looked him up. The writer of Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter, and Dark Shadows. Not exactly a bunch of hits going from this guy, and it was going to be his first directorial debut. Now, I was just talking about him actually right before the news came out on a video yesterday, and I was saying about how Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool, that was his first movie directorial debut, and it turned out well, but I think maybe this was a case of they want this franchise to really do well as far as The Flash. He has gotten much more popular due to the TV show, but I don't know that he has the same recognition as Batman and Superman. He definitely doesn't. So this was a matter of getting the right fit, the right director. And as far as leaving over creative differences, that can mean so many things. And I also have a really hard time believing that this director is going to want to, who's going to want to pass this project alone, getting to direct The Flash, and passing up that paycheck. And this is going to be a very big movie, $150 million budget. They want this to be in the hands of somebody who really gets it and it understands what they need to be doing with this franchise. So that's why I have a hard time believing that he was the one that left. I think Warner Brothers let him go. We'll never actually know the truth of it, so that doesn't really matter. What matters was he going to be the best fit? Now, we have someone like James Wan and Patty Jenkins doing Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Those are both very competent directors, very good directors, so I'm very excited to see what they can do. I'm not disappointed, I'm not upset about Seth Grahame-Smith leaving. I think the time to worry is when we hear who his replacement is. If it's somebody really bad, yeah, you should probably be a little worried about the Flash movie, but if they get somebody really good on board, personally, I think Brad Bird would do a really good job, and there's plenty of others that they could bring on to do the Flash, but I think the time to worry is going to be when we hear who's going to be directing the Flash. And this whole news brought out a new slew of rumors from Devin Faraci, Birth Death Movies. Now, one, this guy doesn't exactly have the greatest track record, and he's not exactly the least DC biased journalist out there. He's dropped plenty of scoops that were total bogus, meant nothing, none of it ever came true. Plenty and plenty of DC scoops. I don't think this guy gets the best information, but now he is saying that James Wan, the director of Aquaman, is wanting to leave now too, that he's having problems with the studio over creative differences. This just seems like clickbait. He's going off of something trending with The Flash, and he wants to, get some clicks. That's all it really seems like to me. Now, could it be true? Yeah, it could be true, but I have a really hard time believing that because James Wan has been very vocal about his excitement about wanting to do Aquaman, bringing this fun movie, getting to do the character justice. He's been giving out a lot of comments recently, and also Jason Momoa, so I have a really hard time believing that the DC movie universe is now doomed because of Seth Grahame-Smith, the mediocre writer and first-time director, is no longer doing The Flash. Guys, don't worry. This is really stupid because when the news came out, people were like, oh, who's this guy? He's a first-time director. Don't know if I really want him to be directing The Flash. And now that he is gone, people are complaining that, oh, there must be something really wrong. Now they're complaining that he's gone, even though they didn't want him in the first place. Like, I didn't really want this Seth Grahame-Smith guy to begin with. But James Wan, I do really want to do Aquaman. Now, should we be worried about DC Extended Universe? I don't think so. But if James Wan does leave over creative differences, maybe the time to worry would be then, and then we could have some serious problems, and I would really worry about what's going on over there at Warner Brothers. And that would be very unfortunate if we did lose a director like James Wan, but I don't think it's going to happen. Comment below, guys, who do you think would be a really good replacement over Seth Grahame-Smith to direct The Flash? Even someone like Kevin Smith would be pretty good. And what do you think of this rumor about James Wan wanting to leave Aquaman? I personally think that's horseshit, but I want to know your thoughts. Comment down below. Anyways, guys, this has been your Movie Fix. Be sure to subscribe for more movie news and stuff like this. I'll see you on the next video.